now. Hello and welcome back to another exciting episode of Loss of Lieutenant. I am your host Kevin, and on tonight's show I'm joined by fellow hosts
Jacob
and Val.
Happy New Year, everyone!
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, absolutely. There you go.
And we are back. We are back after a bit of a hiatus after the Christmas and New Year silly season. I imagine we're all back to work now as well, are we?
And we're all one step closer to Cancon, and that's what we're here to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. On tonight's episode, we are going to do a Cancon List Review. So a few weeks ago, I think it was maybe just before Christmas, we put out a post looking for people to submit their lists to us for the upcoming Cancon National Tournament, where we were going to basically look through them and rate them.
This episode will otherwise be known as Val doing Recon.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I haven't even submitted my list, so
I was actually wait a minute. This is the whole reason why we were doing this thing, is because it was only going to work if you submitted your list as well.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I got some tricks I want to keep under my sleeve.
Oh, that's not fair. You came up with this idea.
I'll submit. Yeah, it's
everybody. If we don't go through his list, everybody dead leg him when you see him.
All right. Well, what we'll do in advance, we'll put your list last, so listeners have to listen to the entire show to hear.
Yes, that's fucking right. What a waste of their time.
All right. Well,
if only there was something like scrolling.
Yes, I guess you can skip to the end of this episode if that's all you want to hear. But first, folks, we'll just get into some recent games and hobbies. So, guys, have we done any hobby or gaming since we last spoke?
Yeah, I was part of the Road to Cancon event that we had in Melbourne. So 3 rounds.
Yeah. How many players did you get for that?
21.
Oh, excellent!
Pretty big.
That's a good turnout.
Dude.
That's a good
Huge.
turnout, and
especially because that was out west, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it was awesome. It was so many people.
Yeah, that's well done.
Incredible.
So that was in a new venue as well that I never used before. Venue. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, it was like a community center, plenty of space. Ben was kind enough to bring some muffins and coffee and tea and stuff, so that was really nice. And there was some local shops for lunch,
Collingwood Masonic Lodge.
Probably newer and cleaner.
Newer and smaller.
Newer and smaller.
Newer, cleaner, and smaller. But,
it did look very nice from the pictures. I wasn't able to attend because I was entertaining my sister who was visiting from overseas. But the pictures I saw looked really good.
Yeah, that was wicked.
So there was 3 missions from the Cancon lineup. Which 3 missions was it again?
It was supplies, then it was unmasking, and then it was finally cryogenics.
Nice. And what did you? Yeah, and how did you go?
I wouldn't have to talk about that. We can skip right over that. I'm pretty happy. We got a lot to cover.
You didn't win.
Standard Val placement.
I came 5th. It was fucked. So I grudged Douglas round 1. The TTS player. He's basically a casual player. He only plays on TTS. He plays a casual player in real life. But the worst part is, I lost that game, and then I heard he went on to beat you on Tuesday as well, Kevin.
Yeah, sure. I guess I can just talk about that game real quickly if you want.
Or no. I was just gonna say he's running the train on the Lost Lieutenant podcast at this point. He's next, Jacob. Next.
All right, Doug, mate. Send me a message. We'll line it up.
We'll line it up. Yeah, he's basically smashed all of us. No, but basically, so I'll go quickly through the game. Effectively, he played Ariadna. I played Imperial Service. I was testing one of my new Cancon lists, which we'll cover later. So I played that list all 3 rounds just to get a feel for it. I started really well. I had 2 supply boxes at the end of turn 2 in my deployment zone.
That's well done.
And I still lost the game. And he had none at the end of my turn 2.
But did you kill anything in that first turn though?
I killed a couple of things, but not enough. I misplayed my Garuda drop troop, and his bear came through, killed my shit, made some armor saves. I picked up one of the boxes, and then on my last turn, I didn't kill the bear, so he had that box, and then all he needed to do is pick up a box from the middle, and I didn't have enough sight on it, so he got it.
Right.
So yeah, it was pretty good. It was actually an awesome game. Quite yeah, back and forth, quite cagey. Major Luna had his bear pinned down the whole game until he had to risk an unknown ranger to discover Major Luna from within 24 inches and take some arrows in the process. And he was a 50-50% chance he got it, and then he blew her away with Nalf. So yeah, it
Oh,
was
of course.
well played Douglas. Yeah, well played by Douglas.
Mm. But otherwise a good weekend. And who finished the top of the that day?
Peter Henry was top of the pile
Ah,
with Steel Phalanx. He had Hector round one, and he beat Hector and Zip round one, which is a big result. I'm sure Hector was doing some fine tuning as well, but yeah, Peter's obviously got a pretty good feel for the Steel Phalanx. I
yeah.
went on to play game two was against Josh from Albury. He played Haq Islam, and that was a pretty close game until
Oh, Josh
right in the
came all the
last
way down
turn.
from Albury. That's really good.
Yeah, yeah, it
Oh,
was
nice.
wicked. Um, Poor guy got the bye round one though. That's fucking rough. Just drive all
Oh,
the way and get
after all
yeah, that's
that.
really
Oh,
rough. Yeah,
what? Oh, and wait, I did
yeah.
hear something about Ben forgetting to set up like the 11th table or something like that. 10th.
No, I don't know if he was late or I don't know. But yeah, point is, so he played me round two. It was a really close game until the last turn. It was interesting because his list didn't have much long range firepower. So I just stood up a Dakini at one point, and that was actually causing more trouble than it should have. Had Dakini HMG on a high roof, and it was like watching the table, and he just didn't have any good things to deal with it. He had some drop troops, but I had my flanks covered, so yeah, it was a
Mm.
bit hard for him. And then round three, I played against Sam from Northern Territory, or I guess he's now from
He's
Melbourne.
he's now moved
Um,
down here. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so he played O12, and that was a really cool game. He had the Omega on suppression fire. I didn't really have much to deal with it, except my ninja came out of the shadows and just fucking stabbed him in the back. That was wicked. That was wicked.
Wow. Yeah. Even that's pretty impressive to get
Yeah, just
that.
one shot, just sliced them up.
He's like 3 wounds. That's armor 6. That's
No,
so.
no, no, no.
Oh, sorry,
It was
Omega. Sorry,
the
not
one with
Gamma.
Mystic.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, sure, sure,
no,
sure.
no,
Yeah,
Gamma.
I always get Omega and Gamma mixed up. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, same.
that's fair
It was
enough.
still pretty dicey, but that swung the game my way, a
Mm-hmm.
little bit or a lot rather, and then yeah, I got Sun Tzu into the right zone as my data breach or whatever they are now. So that was cool.
Cool. Very good.
Sun Tzu's pretty legit. He'll be coming to Cancon with me.
Which one?
The big fat one, the heavy infantry.
Oh, yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not
he's pretty cool.
doing
Sniper?
The Val special.
Nah, the sniper has somewhere, but it's too hard to make a list for him at the last minute, so I just went the big one.
Sure, sure. And then just a note there on the event that our local Ben was TOing. So a little bit disappointed in you there, Ben. You didn't take the buy on round one to let the guy who just drove 4 hours south to so he could play. There's
Call Ben out.
yeah, it's I mean yeah, I
No,
am. I will.
I'm
I'll
not
be
sure
like,
if Josh was late. I think Josh might be late, or maybe Ben had a grudge. I don't know the
oh yeah. I
details,
mean,
but yeah,
I'm sure it's all fine. But yeah, sounds like a successful event.
yeah, it
Um,
was good, really good.
on that, I'll just talk
Better
about
than your
my.
stupid party. I don't know why I
Oh,
just attacked you.
oh
I don't
yes,
know why.
you did attack me, you bastard. No, it's all right. I was
Just
I
kidding,
wasn't
yeah.
at the event because, like I said, I was entertaining my sister, and we had a bit of a party and slash housewarming on the Saturday. Actually, we were driving back from the coast anyway, so I would have loved to have dropped in and said hi, but my sister doesn't obviously want to come to Australia to watch me play war games, so that's why we were
Yeah, it's fair.
drinking in the sun instead, which was quite nice.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so speaking about Doug, I did have a game against him actually last night at Axes and Nails, my Rama Task Force against his Vanilla Ariadna, playing a custom mission that's actually going to feature in the IGL satellite event. It's a take on highly classified called Highly Classified. And I really enjoy it.
You know?
It's a really good mission. We'll get to this later, but obviously the classifieds themselves are a bit stale, and the way that classifieds often interact with the game feels a little bit just boring. But this mission is really interesting. So what it is essentially is highly classified, except when you draw the 4 main classifieds, I draw 2, and your opponent draws 2, but you get to choose which 2 you want to play. So you can look through the deck and pick any of the 2 that you want. So what that does is it means then that you can kind of pick the classifieds you know you can do.
Nice.
But the twist is when you reveal the classifieds, and if 2 of them are the same, so if I pick Extreme Prejudice and my opponent picks Extreme Prejudice, then what happens is that becomes, you remove one of the cards, throw that away. The one that you keep becomes a red deck. So it becomes the extreme. It becomes the extreme version of that card, and is worth double the points.
And these are the are the 4 that you share.
Yes, these are the 4 that you share. So what this does is it creates a really interesting like we rocked up. I was Rama, he was Vanilla Ariadna. So you kind of then go, well, I'm going to pick cards that I can do easily, but also looking for cards that maybe they can't do so easily. So it can kind of create this like nice little counterplay. But also if you do just end up playing like, the same cards, like, the telemetry, for example, then you're both going for the same card, but it's worth double the points, but it's also harder to do. So I really like that. We end up drawing I ended up drawing or picking 2 HVT classifieds because I was running a Hakim, which is the AD doctor, and I figured that I could walk him on either flank and potentially get the classified off of him. And then I think he had sabotage and predator, which suited him very well because he had a bear and obviously lots of stuff in Ariadna have D charges. But it was a really, really fun game. It ended 7-6 to him. I had a bit of a run of bad dice, which I'm not going to blame because he did play very well, but there was a couple of occasions where literally my Hakim, who's whip 15, walked into base contact with the HVT, needing an 18 to get the classified, rolled a 20, and then subsequently died to a suppressive fire tractor mule, which actually I'll also mention this. Douglas ran a hacking list for in Vanilla Ariadna, so he had 2 remotes and a Rem Racer hacker, which was really cool. So he had the Urigan, he had the new remote, and then the Rem Racer hackers. So he was actually so it can do guided if it wants to, and it has a somewhat of a repeater net, which I thought was quite cool. I had a Nahab KHD who has infiltration, and I actually over-infiltrated it at the start of the game, so I went first, with the eye to basically kill Nauf, because Nauf was going to be a problem for me. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. He's Nauf, right? So, I was like, I'm going to go kill Nauf, and then on the way there, I'll just Trinity his Rem Racer hacker. So I was like, that's nice and easy. Well, not easy, but, I've got the odds are in my favor there. And he crits me with an Oblivion, and the Nahab then just kind of stands there and does nothing and then dies too. I think Nauf kills him or something like that. I can't quite remember, but but it was good. Really like that mission. We'll post the link to the mission in the show notes, or you can jump on the Infinity Global League Discord to find out how to get the link to the mission there. But it will be one of the missions of the satellite, and it was really enjoyed that different way of playing it.
It's not so bad losing to Doug if you think about it, Kevin, because at the end of the day, he's coming from IGL, where they've obviously solved Infinity, so he's coming from.
Well, weren't you just saying he was a casual player a second ago?
I'm being sarcastic here. I'm trying to throw shade on the IGL that they've solved the game. Because they've got some hot takes. So I'm just trying to stir up controversy, really.
Yeah.
No, the worst part is, right, he beats me. And then afterwards he's like, yeah, that wasn't my first time running that list. I'm like, fuck off, just leave it, mate. Just leave it.
Leave me alone. He's already dead.
Exactly. Like,
and also in the same as your game, his bear ran amok on me on the first turn. So by the start of my second turn, I had 6 orders left.
Ah, wow. That's
Yeah.
that's pretty
The
spicy. No,
I
the bear
I
didn't
man
bother me until turn 3.
Yeah, because I managed to put a wound on it with a Panzerfaust from a Beast Hunter, and then Carmen chain rifled it and took another wound off it. So it was dogged, and I was like, sweet, it's going to die at the end of this round. And then he proceeds to just kill another
Kept
3
going.
things casually. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he survived a nanopulse. He survived 2 nanopulses, a chain colt, and something else. Oh, and then a ninja tapo in the back of his head, which just infuriated him and turned around and killed my ninja.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was pretty frustrating. But he was pinned down for three good turns. So I did, or two or three turns. I pinned him down pretty well.
Look,
So
a
that's
bear
cool.
a bear only needs 1 turn. Doesn't matter if it's turn 1 or turn 3. It just needs a turn.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
It just needs.
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, other than that, that's all I've been up to lately.
Enough
Jacob, what?
fucking enough.
All right, can you stop talking so I can
Sorry.
carry on with the rest of the show, please? Thanks.
Shut the fuck up.
Jacob, what have you been up to?
Well, I didn't have a game against Doug.
Okay, good.
As you
So we.
No, I had a game against Sam Benson, who Val mentioned before. Nice. It was a really good game, helping him sort of practice, I guess, for Cancon / Road to Cancon. So we played supplies. He was playing as O12. I was playing TAC. And there was it was a really good game, a really close sort of game. I think it ended up being 3-5, I think was the final score. I managed to have I think 2 crates. He only had 1. And
that's enough to win supplies though.
I'm trying to think. I think he got 1 crate and he got secure HVT.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a really good game. And he had a really good list. I've played a lot of O12, and I think this is probably one of the best showings of O12 I've seen it in a while.
I agree. He's got O12. He's doing really well with O12.
Yeah.
He did some cool mad trap tricks where he threw out the mad trap and then revealed Luna and he's like, and then shot her. He's like, "What do you want to do, mate?" I'm like, "Oh fuck, guess Luna's dead."
Yeah, I mean, for me, I luckily have pieces that are sort of like they're just there to put down. They're just there to put down mines, so I just run them into the mad trap because they're just there to either put down a mine and be in order, so I don't care. But if you don't have that sort of thing, you're obviously in a bit of trouble. And I was mentioning just sort of pre-show, he finally sort of showed me the point in having those pieces that they're like hidden deployment, mimetism -6 with a short range weapon, less than 16 maybe. But don't have any sort of forward deployment or infiltration in the links. Now, Kevin, again, before the show was mentioning, it's the links is known as a good piece, but it showed me the idea that if you're playing a mission where your opponent has to push towards you, having a piece that can just appear with a kick-ass gun, all these mimetism mods is excellent because your opponent's already done half of the job for you. They've moved forward. You're able to make this piece randomly appear, and they're just going to start cleaning up all the things that your opponent had to potentially leave in the midfield. I got lucky with a couple of dodges and armor saves that a lot of my stuff either survived or just went unconscious. As well as some roll, a good doctor roll. I had a Kazakh Spetsnaz that I had to doctor up, which was lucky. And I had a bit of trouble, believe it or not, killing a suppression Varangian. Took a wound of my vet Kazakh, and I was like, I'm not gonna risk having my vet Kazakh. I'm gonna take another 3 orders to kill this thing by getting out of the suppression range.
BS10, baby. We all know how dangerous those turrets can be.
He critted twice.
Yeah, right.
So I took one suppression, and I think I didn't take a wound. I took the second suppression and did take a wound. I'm like, I'm not having this. You're
And the thing
not
is, it's like
kidding.
and the thing is, it's armor 2, and it's dogged, so like you've kind of got to shock it out, which is
Yeah.
quite
No, for sure. I mean, you know, the numbers would say that the vet Kazakh should have won, but obviously it didn't end up working that way.
Sometimes dice just say "f you" and then you got to try
Yeah.
again. Actually, that was in my game. The same thing happened. He fucking Douglas had over infiltrated a grunt right outside my deployment zone. So I was like, that's fine. I've got Fiddler here. Fiddler's jackpot will just walk around the corner and just like smoke that guy. And he goes, I'm gonna dodge, expecting the 2 templates as you would. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just put 2 Vulcan shotguns into you on 17s. What do I roll? An 18 and a 20.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
just whiff.
another order on this, which I wasn't expecting to have to do, but hey ho.
He did that to
yeah.
me as well. He would have caught 4 of my models. He would have caught my Harris.
It's official. We need to check his dice.
But then Sun Tzu, no, I had Sun Tzu, so I'm like, I didn't give a shit. Flame Sun Tzu all you like, baby.
True.
Shocked him out.
And so the game pretty much came down to the very last dice roll, which was I had Daimyo Paramedic had grabbed a box as well as an Ermendino. I grabbed a box pretty much opposite sides of the board, so we had to pick one to go after. He didn't really have a choice of going after both.
Hey, Josh.
Came up to take a shot at my Daimyo, who was also covered by, because you get the CSU in that mission. So he took some suppressive fire from that CSU, and unfortunately, with the boarding shotgun, and no cover for his Raptor, which is what he was attacking with, my Daimyo rolled a.
You're what now?
15.
You're what
Dynamo,
now?
Dynamo.
Oh, Dynamo. Okay.
Dynamo.
Dynamo. Yeah. Sorry, I was like Dynamo. Yeah, Dynamo. Yeah, cool. Just for our listeners out there who can't understand Jacob, it's Dynamo.
Yeah, my bad. Not Dynamo. Daimyo, not Daimyo. Dynamo.
Dynamo. Right. Okay.
I rolled the 15, which beat any other shots that he was taking with his Raptor, and we were talking about it later. If he had taken cover against the shotgun, that 15 would have ended up being a crit, so he was screwed anyway.
Perfect.
Okay. Sorry, and before we move on, I had written this down and I completely forgotten to do it because I just wanted to really quickly. Sorry, was there anything else you wanted to say there, Jacob?
No, that's good.
We've got a lot to get on. We've got a lot to get
Sam.
into tonight, so we want to just get these out of the way nice and quickly. But I did want to show something off first, though, because I'm really happy with this. So, I recently got the table we played on last night. Sorry, was a table I just purchased. Sorry. Well, I just have to let this load up. Why is it not? Oh, fucking stupid thing.
I suppose the only other thing I have hobby related while you're loading it up is I had a successful experiment with my antipodes.
Good.
My grey blue brown color scheme came out really well.
Oh, that's good. For some reason, this is not wanting to load up because I don't know, Discord's being weird maybe or something. 2 seconds. I did have this up a second ago, and now it's decided to just not. There we go. All right. So should be able to see that now, I think. Yes. Let me make it bigger. Yes. There we go. All right. So you guys can see this, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. So this is a table I got just around about Christmas time. So it is a like a mixture of stuff, I guess. It's like a lot of like some of it's scratch built, some of it's like a Etsy, like there's like Coke can stuff in it. But anyway, we played on this table, and it was really fun. And it's like a shitload of terrain. It's like actually designed as a Necromunda table, but the problem with the Necromunda tables often is they're Swiss cheese, right? This table is really good because everything has like it's solid, right? Lots of it's solid, and any bits that aren't solid are kind of obviously easy to just be like, well, this is the railings are solid, this stuff here is solid. You don't have to worry about too much. and yeah, it was really fun to play on. So
Looks really good. Looks really, really good.
looking forward to this. Is where the dog warrior up here.
Yeah. fucking bastard.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to show this table
I
off
think
because
I think this is a Rob-approved table.
I reckon.
Rob would
Yeah.
be very happy with this one.
Yeah. Lots of
I
nooks to
love
hide
those
in.
giant pipes.
Arithmetic would do damage.
Those giant pipes are clearly just like something he grabbed from Bunnings. It's awesome.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
no,
scratch build stuff is
it
great.
needs a bit of work. It needs a bit of a little bit of TLC, and it just to kind of help with the paint job in some parts, and then obviously just to experiment with like how we're gonna actually play it. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. So I just wanted to show that off, and you'll hopefully see it at a game night soon.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll just stop that sharing and go back to talking. Okay, so let's get into the rest of the episode. Let's bring the show notes back up. All right, okay, so now we've got to get into, so it's a new year, which may also means it's a new month. So we have in December, we had our Booty Challenge, or Santa Sack Challenge, and just want to give a quick congratulations to Will Belston, who was a random winner for the month with his Starco Battle Report. I think we had 5 or 6 entries, and a lot of them spoke the same story, that they often just got grenades or +1 armor, and you certainly shouldn't be planning your list around booty. But it was good to see all the different ways in which people try to cram booty into their list. So that's fun. And then for their January challenge, it is called What's Cooler Than Being Cool? So this one is quite simple. Simple one for January. We want you to play the newest ITS mission, Cryogenics, and let us know what you think of it. This is also the final mission of Cancon, which is handy. So those going along, if your brain isn't too fried by round 5, we'd love to read your battle reports and what your thoughts are on this brand new mission. As always, send in your reports and analysis to us at lossoflieutenant@gmail.com. A random winner will be chosen at the end of the month to win a blister of their choice from Toy Soldier Imports. And then just to clarify as well, you can do a battle report, or you can just write in what your thoughts are on the mission. Improvements, if you like it, if you don't like it, whatever it is, we'd love to hear it. We've all had a good few practice games of Cryogenics now, so hopefully we'll people going to Cancon especially, we'd love to hear what they have to think about it. You guys all like Cryogenics, don't you?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not easy, but it's good.
I think it's a good fun mission. Makes you think.
Yeah, agreed. And then obviously as well, we reached the end of our quarterly challenge. So I was going to do this as well. Probably should have done this while you guys were talking about missions. That would have been good. 2 seconds, gentlemen. I'll just get this up. This one? Here we go. All right. So we also had our quarterly challenge with our winner, our random winner. We ended up having 18 entries, which was fantastic. One of our best showings of our quarterly challenge. That was really good. And our random winner was Matthew Tassin, who submitted this Celestial Guard CSU. Which I thought was really nice as well. I quite liked the paint job on it. It was quite nice.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and then also congratulations to our favorites of it, which were, we had Alex Grail with this lovely dirty looking Crusader Brethren, which I quite enjoyed as well.
He's got a lot of detail up close. If you ever get to handle him, he's actually it's even
Yeah.
better.
It's something you don't see a lot in Infinity models, which is a bit sad. Which is that sort of weathering. Often it's a really clean sort of look for most things. You don't normally get to see sort of someone who's put like the grungy oil.
Yeah, and this is quite an old sculpt as well. So I'm really impressed with how it came out. I think it has it reminds me of something from, like, I don't know, the Predator or something with that kind of skull helmet. So
But
that
he's
was
still,
good.
he's
You guys
still
want to be
managed to
critical? Want to be critical?
You
oh,
want
well, hold on, I'll heap praise and then you can tear him down. Is that even with all the sort of like dirty weathering that he's got on it, he's still kept a lot of detail. You know, like he hasn't lost anything from doing it.
Can I be critical now?
Yes, go for it.
Yeah,
maybe it's the photos, but I think the base is too bright.
Yeah, it's a good juxtaposition, to be honest.
Or do you need the bright base to contrast the dark colors of the model? I think you actually know he's probably right. Actually, you want the bright base. Otherwise,
so he went from
turn around to a compliment.
He went from criticism to just self burn, and then we also had Corey, who submitted this beautifully painted
M-drone.
E-drone.
With the combined army drone. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's so good.
So that was really great.
That's like the opposite. Actually, yeah, that's like the complete contrast to Alex's job, where that's super clean, right?
Super clean, yeah.
And then we also had Scott Veach as well, which is really clean Rafik, really clean Rafik for it as well, which is really good. Awesome to see that. So yeah, and the gallery is up on our Discord and Facebook page if you want to have a look. There's there's lots of great entries in there. Check it all out. So that was great. Let me just try and stop this. I really need to get a couple of screens so I can do this a bit more professionally. How do I stop? How do I stop sharing? Oh, here we go. Stop sharing. There we go. And then now we also have our new quarterly challenge for the first quarter of 2023, and it's called Newly Classified. So, are you a little bored of the current classified deck? Tired of pulling nano espionage and just opting for secure HVT instead? Well, this is your chance to put your creative hat on, as for the first quarter of 2023, we want you to design us some new classifieds. Send us your ideas for the new classifieds cards, how they will work, and your reasons for choosing them to us at lossoflieutenant@gmail.com. Please send it to us in a Google Doc as well. We don't want it as an email form. It just makes it easier to collate them at the end. You can send one, you can send two, you can send a whole deck in if you like. Additional brownie points are awarded for those who design the cards and artwork themselves, because that's also something that's quite important, I think, for the classifieds deck. Have some cool artwork to go along with them if you want. At the end of the quarter, we will select our favorites to build a new classified deck for people to try out and play in their games. A random entry will win a small box set from our sponsors, Toy Soldier Import. I can't say this word tonight. Toy Soldier Imports. So that'll be so you've got until the end of March. Can I count right? Yeah, end of March.
Yeah.
To get them in. So we've already had a few people like just say, hey, can we do this? Hey, can we, is this allowed? And we're like, yeah, it's really is just go for your life.
Just go for your life.
Yeah, and even if some people have even suggested like, hey, can we create new ways in which classifieds can be played in game? And I'm like, yeah, if you want to change how classifieds work in a game, send us your thoughts on that as well, because we do. I think we'd all agree that we'd like to see a new classified deck, or at least change the way it's played. Like how I explained in that highly classified game against Douglas, we were able to choose our own classifieds, as opposed to having them randomized, which actually some people might go, oh, well, it's a bit of a shake-up then, right? And you can kind of build a list around it a bit more, which I quite like. So, with those out of the way, we've got event announcements. Well, we know what's coming up, right? We know we've got Cancon coming up. Val, you're going to it. Do you want to give it a quick shout out?
For sure. 21st to the 23rd of January, Exhibition Park, Canberra. Follow your nose and you'll find the hot shed. Mission lineup is acquisition, unmasking, and supplies on day 1, and the supremacy and cryogenics for day 2. Tickets, I don't know if tickets are still available. I suspect they would be. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep, excellent.
I think they've got 50-ish players at the moment.
Yeah, 50 players. Yeah,
that's awesome. Good. Yeah. Excellent. And if you can't go to Cancon because you live in WA, where it's actually where I am right now, you can go to CanCon, which is actually the week after Cancon. It's 4 rounds, 2 hours per round, 300 points, 2 lists, with the ITS double deck for veterans and reinforced command for newer players, which is a nice little fun tweak. Yeah, really cool. Missions are Battleground, Cutthroat, Superiority, and Uplink Center, which are the 4 new direct action missions in the new ITS book. The location is at Beyond Odyssey Games and Hobby in Balcatta, WA. And for more information, head over to the Western Australia Infinity Facebook page. And if you don't have Facebook, then you're shit out of luck. Although I can probably get ahead of James for you if you are interested there.
2-hour rounds. Fuck that. Oh, but they're doing
this
4
is-
rounds.
They're doing 4, so it's going to be
an absolute
makes
like
Sick.
pounding.
That's awesome.
Just trying to get through those.
That's great.
Okay, so now we're into news. So let me go back into my thing, and I'll bring up some pictures for the news.
Are you going to be in WA for the CantCon? 28th of Jan?
No, I get home on the 24th of Jan. So right in between the two. Two of them. Yeah. So I mean, it's fine because we've got Hots 100 weekend, so that's what I'll be aiming to go to anyway. And actually, even if I was home, I've got a wedding on CanCon, so I wouldn't have been able to go anyway.
You're so popular. We get it, Kevin.
Such a popular man. Sorry, you guys just talk amongst yourselves. I'm trying to get this. For some reason, Discord, when I try to share the photos I've got up here. There we go. Sorry, got it now. I think. Is that up there? Yep. Okay, got it. Sorry, people listening here in Radio Land, just having a few technical difficulties as we ponder through this show. There. All right. Okay, so you guys can see this. We have some new releases, which are exciting.
We do. Finally getting some new models for profiles that have been waiting for them for a little bit.
Yeah, and then
some of them a lot longer. Some of them longer than the others.
And first thing we have off the rank here is the Shakoosh. We finally have an actual painted model of the Shakoosh, and hot diggity dog, this thing is. This is more than I ever could have expected from a mod like this. Like, I don't know how much sexier a tag can get.
It's so good.
This is good. This is
the paint job as well. The paint job, like whoever did the paint job, fucking nailed it.
I only wish that its profile was a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, the profile's boring as dog shit.
Yeah, but it is a great. I mean,
it's a standard tag. There's nothing exciting about it. It's a 58-point tag.
But the Guija's been persecuted. But the Guija's been persecuted since the beginning of its existence for being a standard tag. So
it's got super jump. It's not standard.
It doesn't.
Anyway.
It's got super jump, so it's a good tag.
I'm looking at it right now.
All right, so we got Shakoosh. So we're all very happy with the Shakoosh.
Awesome.
I was gonna say, I think Daniel Henry's been hanging out for this one, so there you go, mate. That's for you.
There you go. Now these photos are probably not in order because I forgot to number them, so we just have to take them as they come. Oh god damn it! There we go. All right, so we also got some new terrain, which is fine. It's the stuff that comes out of Blackwind. That's great. We're all happy about that. The white looks nice on the table. I'll say that about it. That's about all we can really say about that. And obviously we've got the expansion pack as well, which is nice.
Yeah, sort of your standard affair. You got a couple of little buildings, the little triangle billboards, like road barriers, a sniper tower, and a armory by the looks of it.
Yep, the usual thing. All right.
Yep.
And then we also have the new Cosmo starter pack as well. So this was an interesting combination of models. What do we think?
Is that the Volkolak missile?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a prick. Yeah, that's awesome. I like him. I like the drop troop guy as well. Not so sold on the autocannon dude, but I have to handle him in person. I think
it's it's aesthetically they all look great, but as a box combination, it's an odd choice because everyone wants a Volkolak missile launcher, but no one's going to want to pay $80 for 3 models that they only want, or $60 for 3 models that they probably only want one
you
of.
Want the drop troop. You definitely want the drop troop.
But you get that you get that in Crimson Stone.
I feel like they're a dime a dozen, but yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and that one's better anyway.
I think it's more the weapon that the paramedic, not the paramedic, the paracommander.
That's
that's the Spitfire.
That's the AP Spitfire. Yeah, I mean, sure, but like proxy rules are really lax. So, and the autocannon, I'm on record saying it's a garbage profile. So, I like how he's got his fingers up, but yeah, it's good. I've got nothing really bad to say about it, except that it's
Yeah.
again, it's just like a combination of models that I think players out there would have preferred just to have a blister of the Volcalac, but it is what it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, next up we've got, oh god,
Cool company and all.
okay, here we go. So these are the new Gakis, otherwise known as the like basically just
Hungries.
hairier fucking tigers.
I have
Oh
to
yeah,
say,
so
it's impressed. I hated the Tigers for the longest time. I still don't love them, and these look pretty terrible. So, but I'll hold my judgment until I've handled them. But they don't look great to me.
I actually, I'll be honest, I actually really dig. I actually really dig these.
so which ones are the Gakis and which ones are the Predators?
I think
The guy,
I think
the guy he's
whichever the ones with the range weapons, I think are the
Let's
ones
let's
with the
let's ask
tails.
let's ask the combined army player, Val.
I think the
Yeah, it's a
Gakis
good
are the
point.
ones with the red scythes. I think they're the dogged ones. And I think the Predators are the ones that are the other two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I think that's
the
true.
Predator has got some saliva coming out of its mouth, which
Got
would
the chain
imply
colt.
it's the
Yeah.
chain coat. Which I'm wondering, is that modeled on, or what the fuck? Is that like going to be a piece of metal out of its mouth?
What could go wrong with that?
Like is that
yeah.
is that
That's probably
saliva?
modeled. Nah, it's probably modeled.
Like that's
Probably modeled on.
part of
Yeah.
the
So, gotta enjoy when that inevitably breaks off.
No, I don't think
yeah.
it's part of the. I don't think it's part of the thing. I think it's just the artists.
Well, I've
Going
never seen them paint something with like some sort of
yeah,
like goo or
some sort of
something.
effect and stuff.
Yeah, this is an
So it's
interesting
probably
addition.
modeled on.
I think it's
We'll
gonna
see.
be like that. I reckon it's gonna be in the box. It's gonna be like a
Yeah.
piece of, and people are gonna like wrongfully like cut it off thinking it's Flash and be like, oh no, it was the goo.
Probably. Like
um,
I actually really dig them.
I
Yeah,
just
there you
I
go.
think what most people are saying is they don't look like S2 at all.
Yeah, yeah.
True, that is true. They probably should have been a bit more, probably like still on two legs.
Zoom in.
Yeah, I'm zoomed in there. That's not
Yeah,
a
it's definitely painted, definitely part of
Yeah.
its face.
no. All right, I don't know. Oh, it's hard to say.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's yeah. I mean, they just look too much like tigers, and they're not even like they're from the same planet, as far as I'm aware.
Mhm. No
Actually,
idea.
they look, and then this beak here is something straight out of Starship Troopers. Like,
Yeah.
what the
Well,
fuck is
that's
this thing?
yeah. Well, that's the thing now. At least, what's his name? Shaz Varsity players can run their A Tigers, and they can differentiate them which ones in which order group, right? So
Fair enough.
yeah.
I'll give
We'll
you
see.
that.
It'll depend on how big they are, if they even fit. Like there might be
Yeah.
two in between.
All right. Next up, we've got this is a really
Ooh.
cool release. This was actually called the
Yeah.
Tomcat. These are Tomcats, but
Mhm.
we're also getting Carlotta in there, which is really. I was kind of surprised by this to get a resculpted Carlotta in this box, but I like it. I like it a lot.
I think we're gonna see a lot of Carlotta at Cancon, by the way.
Yeah. Why
Putting
is
that out
that?
there now. I think there's at least one of the lists that we were submitted had Carlotta in it, so that's giving me a bit of an indication.
Interesting. Yeah, no, she looks really good. The new one with the paramedic gun is hilarious as usual. The little Tomcats actually look really nice too.
They look
I dig them.
great. They look really good.
Although they
I
both look very much the same. So which one's Moriarty supposed to be? Is he the one with a 4 on him, or
don't think it
Yeah, not
matters.
sure.
because he is like a slightly
It
better?
does to Kevin.
It does to me. They hit what you want them to look a bit different, right? Because they are
Yeah, true.
different, aren't they? Are they different? I'm sure they're different.
I think they're definitely different. Yeah, they're definitely different, but
No, it looks like as far as profile goes, they're the same.
Oh,
no,
really?
He's got something different. Oh, I'm trying to. Courage.
Well, there's a remote, so they'll all be.
Oh
Moriarty.
wait, hold on.
Moriarty has
It's
got.
terrain
Oh,
0G.
oh, of course, it's got parachute deployment zone as well. I guess that's what's different about it.
Mm.
No, all the Zoncats have that. They've all
No,
got
but not deployment zone like Carlotta does.
Oh, is it
So-
deployment zone?
Well, they both
Gotcha.
have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then again, she's got this new fucking spaceship gun, like that I keep
That's the
seeing.
Gizmo kit. It's the
that keep-
Gizmo kit.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not though because the Morans have the
It's
same gun.
Something.
Do they?
Yes, the new Moran has exactly the same gun. So I think all I can say is it's just generic gun. It's like I don't know what it is anymore.
No, the Moran has a Blitzen.
Yeah, but look at the profile. Look at the model of the new Moran.
I am looking at the model of the new Moran. He has a Blitzen. That's a Gizmo kit.
I'm sure the new Moran had something very similar to this because I've seen this on a few models and they're not engineers. But anyway, I could be wrong.
I'll pop it in the chat. You can take a look.
Okay, cool.
List the Morans anyway.
All right. So and then we also have so we have the Shikush and then we have the new Steel Phalanx tag. What's it called again?
Awesome. Agmon, something, I don't know.
Agamemnon.
Yes, or Aggie for short.
Was it meant to be a spear or was it always a hammer? I swear I saw a picture with a spear instead of a hammer.
I think somebody photoshopped that because, yes, I think historically or mythologically, Agamemnon had a spear.
Well, he is Greek. I think most of them had spears.
And it was a good pickup because the Shikush logo has a hammer on it. Right?
Yeah, it
So it just seems like okay, sure, whatever. I don't like this one as much as the Shikush. It's got this weird, what's it standing? It's just again standing on some weird tactical gubbins that actually looks like it could be part of its foot.
It looks pretty mean.
It's good. It's just not Shikush level good.
Yeah. I mean,
I think I don't know. I think it might surprise a few people. I think some once you have it in your hand, I think.
I think that too. I think I need to hold
more dynamic
to see it in 360. It is a bit of an awkward pose. I think what I probably definitely will do is I think I'm going to put a shield on his free hand.
Oh yeah, you know that's not a bad idea.
Because there's one of the guys that that's doing a couple of like 3D printed things, just like bits and what have you for Infinity, has done a Steel Phalanx shield.
Right.
So I'm thinking of putting one of those on him.
Be pretty cool.
I like him. I like him well. I like him well enough. I think I like the Shikush's look a bit better. I really got to see what that arm sort of looks like. I like this one better as like the tag. I don't like it. I don't think I like its pose all that much.
The profile is very cool. I like the profile, but
yeah, it's an anti-CC tag, which is interesting. Like it's designed to take on the Oyuroi.
Yeah. No, it's a cool tag. It's a cool model. But I think that's it. I think that's all the releases for this month or for February. Yeah. Sorry.
Take a quick squiz.
All right. Okay. Back to this. So that's all the news as far as I'm aware. Do we have any more news? Nothing else? Oh, we also had a small update to Army, which added the Sunduck butt to Rama Task Force, which was fine.
Oh, is that new?
Yeah, that's new, so that's nice. I haven't had a chance to run it yet. It doesn't quite fit in as well as in Assassins, but it's nice to have because the Sunduck butt is a pretty cool profile.
Would have helped you with that bear in the last game.
It would have done, yeah, if I decided to take it, but I opted not to. But yeah, another time, absolutely. It'll make its way into my lists. All right, well, I think if that's everything we want to talk about at the moment, we will have a quick break and we will come back with our Cancon List review. Okay, back.
Let's do it. Get